Hello. I recently started reading the Bible and studying the Bible and the Word, and I came across an issue that I think I might have found a solution for. This is the Bible that was given to me by my in laws, and I really love it. It comes with a lot of different charts and a summary in front of the chapter. There are maps, and beneath that, there are notes and explanation and things that you might not understand just from reading the scripture alone. And I love that. But unfortunately, as you can see, I like to write a lot of notes, and there isn't a lot of space for me to do that. So temporarily, what I resorted to is having these little pieces of paper that I would write notes in and then just kind of tuck it into the page as I read along. But they are loose pieces of paper and they fall out a lot, so then I have to find out exactly where they came from, put them back, and it just really limits me on how many notes I can write, because I like to write a lot of things and I like to include every thought and every different variation of the meaning of whatever Jesus says in Matthew here. So this wasn't ideal, to say the least, and I have a lot of these that I just used temporarily until I found a better solution. So this kind of annoyed me to the point where I was considering buying a Bible that's specifically made for journaling. So let me show you what they kind of look like. I looked through several different websites, but I'll just show you what they have on Amazon. They all look pretty similar. So if you search for journaling Bible, and let's open one of them and see what it looks like inside. You can see that they have the scripture here, and then they have some notes beneath, and then they give you a little bit of space for your own notes. For me personally, this isn't enough space. I like to write extensive notes. I like to add pictures and make my own little graphs and tables, write the profiles of the characters in the books and definitions of words, and copying scripture and using colors and highlighters and all of that. So for me, this wasn't ideal. I've also seen a lot of people adding pages to their Bibles and sticking pages to the papers of the Bible, but for me that wasn't ideal because the Bible that I have has very thin pages and I can't really highlight anything because it will show on the other side. I can't really stick anything to it because the paper might rip, and I don't want to add extra pages in between. As you can see, it just makes it very bulky and it just doesn't feel good. And on the other hand, I didn't want to buy a new Bible because I like the one I have. It's given to me from my in-laws and it's the one that I started using. I'm used to it. I don't want to change my Bible. So instead I came up with a solution that I think anybody can do at home with very little budget. You only need a few things. You don't have to go as extensive as I did, but let me show you what I mean. I have a background in graphic design and I have been in school for quite a few years, so I have become an avid note taker, and making this little bundle has allowed me to not only customize it to my own needs, but also to add as many pages as I want and to highlight as much as I want and not worry about ruining my Bible. So I'll show you exactly how I made this, but let me show you first what it is, even if you want to continue watching. So this is just loose pieces of paper, and they are bound by this clip thing. And if I flip through, this is a cover page that's with a little bit thicker paper. And then this is just regular print out of the Bible. So the Bible is on this side. And then on this side, I'm writing my notes. As you can see, I didn't want to write all of this, so I just found one online and printed it out, and then I wrote notes about it. And I write a lot of notes. It's not just little piece of paper that I can stick in my Bible. Like, I am writing extensive notes. I am copying scripture, I am adding definitions, And I have so many notes, especially for chapter 5. There, I think right now I have like 20 pages of notes for chapter 5, and I'm not even done. So, yeah, as you can see, like on this side, I can highlight, I can call out the word, or bring out where this is quoted. And then on the right side, I can actually just write all of the notes that I want. The purple is just general Bible quotes, and the red is obviously Jesus speaking. So yeah, I have a lot, and I can make tables and I can add pictures. And for chapter 5, where Jesus is giving the Sermon of the Mount, this is what it looks like. He's sitting down with the people, he's talking to them, and then all of the things that he's saying, that people are blessed, and just so many notes. What does it mean to be the salt of the earth? What does it mean to be the light of the earth? You know, from all of the YouTube videos and things that I've read, and from the commentaries, this is all the information in one place. And the best part about this is that I can add as many pages as I want. So for example, right now, I'm just writing on the paper separately, because this allows me more control and it's just easier to write. And then, once I'm done with that chapter or whatever, I'm gonna add my pages to the printout. So the printout, how is it made? I have this thing that I bought from Amazon, and it opens up like so, and then you can 3-hole punch your paper, which is just a standard 3-hole punch, and then you can remove or add as many pages as you like at any point in time. This expands up to 3 inches, so you can make it basically this thick. It's going to be a lot of paper before you fill this up. So to put it back together, you just put the flaps down, you clamp it up, and there you go. You can use whatever paper you like. You can add as many of them as you like. And the best part is, if I am studying Matthew and Matthew alone, like this book, I can just take this print out with me wherever I'm going and I'm studying. Let's say I have a Bible study or whatever. I can just take this with me and carry my regular Bible. If I refer to a different book or something else, I can still carry my regular Bible with me, and I can add temporary notes. But for this one, this is going to be like my permanent note-taking thing. So if you like this idea, let me show you how you can make this for yourself. It's very easy. You can literally make it at home. I didn't use any special tools. The only thing that I bought specifically for this was this guy. If you have a printer at home, you can print your own pages of the Bible. If you want to even print the pages of the Bible, you don't have to. For me, it was easier just to have the pages on the left side and then on the right side to have my notes. But you can make it however you like. So let me show you how to do that. I printed the print out of the Bible that I have from this website. It's called Paper.Bible. It's completely free. I actually saw this recommended by a YouTuber, but I'm not sure who it was. It was a while ago, and I watched a lot of videos that when I was looking to help me with taking notes in my Bible. So unfortunately, I don't remember who it was, but if I find it, I will add him in the description or something, just to give him credit. But these guys are awesome. I think they're based in Australia. They have compiled this amazing website with all of the different translations, and you can add whatever content you want. It's really, really well done. They do accept donations, so I strongly recommend or inquire that you guys make a donation if you end up using this website. Let's help them out and allow them to continue doing God's work that way. So here is what I set up. So the document name here will show up here. All of these I have created in the past, and I've played around with all of the different versions, and probably there was more, but I deleted them even. So this is just the document name. The content here is what will show. I just add the passage. If you want, you can add your own text. You can add a title page that's separate. And like even the title page, you can add like borders and whatever you like, right? So there's, I'm just going to delete that though because I don't care about it. But if you want to add more books, let's say if you don't want to just have Genesis and Revelation, if you want to have the entire Bible, you click on Add Passage. And when you add passage, make sure that this is included. So let's say you want to add Exodus, and they are in order here, so you can just add them one by one by one. And now I don't want Exodus to be after Revelations because it has to be after Genesis, so I will just use this guy to bring it up. For the translations, unfortunately, if you click here, these are commercial translations and they don't want anybody to be able to print them, which is silly because the Bible should be available for free to anybody. But the Borean Standard Bible is a pretty good translation and a mixture between NIV and ESV, so that one is pretty good. But if you want, let's say, King James Version, you can have that as well. So click the translation you want in the language that you want, and then just have it here. I haven't played with the additional translations. If you want to play around and see how it looks like, feel free. But for the sake of this video, I am just going to continue with the one. For paper size, I selected US letter. If you are in Europe, you probably use A4. But if you want to print on a different paper, let's say you want to make it smaller, half-size page, or 10 by 6 inches, whatever you like, you can select the pages that you want. Just keep in mind that the more custom the pages are, the more you have to cut, and the more costly it would be for you probably to print. So there are quick configurations. I believe I selected the standard Bible and then I just removed the footnotes because I have my own study Bible that I use for the footnotes and all that, so I don't need that. I haven't used the study notes. You can play around and see what that looks like. For font size, I have selected 8, and for line height, I've selected 1.7 or 8, whatever you like. That just is the spacing between the lines. So let's say if you want to 1.5, it will be closer together, and if you want 2, it will have basically exactly the same exactly the same space as a one line between, so it will be twice as much basically. Play with that as much as you like. I put it to 1.7 because I don't want it to be too close together, but I also don't want to print 3,000 pages of scripture. For justify, I press no. If you like that, you can. It basically just aligns it to be straight line to the right as it is to the left. I don't like that because as a graphic designer, the different spacing between the letters is just not appealing to me. So, but if you like it, go ahead. For columns, I put one column. If you want 2 columns, you would have to play with the, where is it? Oh, these spacing. So let's say if I put 1 inch now, and let's say if I put 0.5 and 0.5, you have to play with the spacing to make sure the margin in the, oh, here, that's the one, the gap. So, oops. So this is the gap between the columns, but if you want 3 inches on the right side and 1 inch on the left side, it makes a pretty skinny column. You can make 0.1 here, for example. That would be pretty close together. So I just left it as one column, because then it would be easier to read, in my opinion. But play around if you want to have 1 or 2 columns. For the print and the arrangements of pages, a booklet, if you do that, it would print the pages in a way that once you put them all together and you fold the page in half, then it would be in the proper sequence, but it's not going to be one after the other if you want to just have it as a loose paper. So if you want to have it as a loose paper, the way I did it was the sequential, which is just you have a page and you can print one single-sided or double-sided. For the margins, I used inches. You can use millimeters if you want, but 1 inch for the for the top, bottom, and left, and 3 inches for the right. If you remember in my flip through, this is where I have my paper bound, so I didn't want any of the binding to overlap the text, so I left a little bit of extra space. I think 2 inches would have also been sufficient, but I also wanted to have some space to write on the right hand side here. Alright, so I think these are all the settings. Then you would click create. It will take a few seconds. Okay, so we're gonna save this. Okay, so let's see what it looks like. So you can see that the chapter title is over here, and then, the book title is over here, and then the chapters and all of the headings are in bold and on to the left side. And let's see if we want to go all the way to Revelations or Exodus, whatever it was. Okay, so the next book would start on a new page and it will have its own title. Even if you have space here, it will always start on a new page. So let's say if we want to go to Revelations. Oops. Okay, so we had a lot of space here and it didn't start Revelation here. It will start on a new page. So if you want to print this at home, these are the settings that I did. So you select your printer. You can print it black and white. I selected letter size. The scale, just leave it how it is at 100%. And then two-sided printing, just press off. We're just gonna print single-sided. If you want two-sided, then it would flip on the long edge and then the margins would look weird. But the way I made it was I just printed it single-sided and then I bound it on this side. So this is how you would print it. I'm not going to print it because I already have printed it out. If you want to go to a commercial printer, I will show you how to do that as well. If you want to print the entire Bible and you don't want to buy 3 boxes of paper and use all of your ink at home, it's honestly not going to cost you that much to print it at a printer. I think the cheapest one that I found was UPS, but I am in Canada, so I'm not sure if that works for different countries. So work with your local printer. I just Google UPS print online, and then if you go here, print online, and then under quick print, I say 8.5 by 11, which is the paper size that I chose, the letter size. So here is the number of impressions. I think it was 1490 that I used. One set I would like. This is the paper size. Print the document as is. You don't need any scaling. Print one-sided, regular black and white on a 20-pound paper. Do you want this document stapled? No. Do you want this document hole punched? No. And if you want, you can pick it up in store. And this is how much it cost me to print. Obviously, there is taxes and whatever after that. Then you would go add the cart. Once you, I think you have to upload your file as well. Oh, here, yeah. You can upload your file as well. So you would, if you want to do chapter by chapter, you can as well. But I think it's just easier to do the entire Bible, add all of the books in the same, like if you go here, I have the New Testament and the Old Testament separate, but then I just combined them after to be one document because I didn't want to have two separate orders. And altogether it's 1,490 pages. So this is what you would do. You would upload it here. Then you would say that the spelling is correct and I have all the rights to print this. I'm not stealing anybody's work or anything like that. So then you would do add to cart, go through the process, and in about a week, you will have the entire Bible printed and sent to you or pick up in store. Once you print it out, it would look like this. I've already hole punched my paper, but as you can see, it's not oriented the right way. In order to convert it to orient the right way, what I did was I just went like this and then like this, and then I did the entire thing like that. Okay, and just trust the process. Once I have it like this, now you can see that the hole punching is on the left side, which is what I want, and then when I flip, the text will be on the left side and then the right side would be empty, which is what I wanted in the first place. So just keep that in mind. 1,000 pages is a lot of pages. You're gonna have to do a whole lot of hole punching. All of these I did by myself, and I flipped all of the pages how I showed you, just so that I end up with the left-hand side having the text and the right-hand side being empty. All right, and then the rest was just the binding. So just a reminder, this is what it looks like. The cover page is just regular cardstock paper that you can find in Walmart or Staples, wherever you want. And then on the front, I put the profile of Matthew and then a book summary. And then just as a reminder, on the left-hand side here, we have the Bible text. And then on the right side, I have my notes. And that just continues until I am done with this particular page, and then I have another page of Bible and then another page, like another set of notes. So I will list all of the products that I purchased in the description below and exactly how where I got this from, the 3-hole puncher that I used, the paper that I'm using, like this paper that I like. But again, you can use whatever you like. Where I got these tabs from, the washi tape, all of that I will list in the description below. And I'm doing this not because I care about money or fame, or I don't really care if you subscribe or like it, although I will appreciate it for sure if you do. But what I want is to bring more people to the Lord and to show that Bible study doesn't have to be boring. It can be just fun and creative. You can make it your own. You can make a customizable bind like this, like I did. And honestly, every single day that I am studying the word of the Lord, I am looking forward to it, because I find creative ways to write things in my notebook here. And honestly, it's just been a lot of fun, and I didn't realize how much hidden messages are in the Bible and how much teaching is behind one little line. So my goal with this is just to show you guys that you don't have to buy a $300 Bible, like journaling Bible, and having to limit yourself to this little corner on the side of the page. I want you guys to know that there are resources available for you that you can print for free, and not print for free, but create the pages for free, and then you can print at home. Even you don't even have to go to a commercial printer the way I did. So yeah, let's make heaven crowded. Start reading the Bible and start writing your own notes and make your own little notebook binder. Thanks for watching.